5.
As indecision still looms in the nation's highest office, the choice in Buffalo has been made. Quarterback Rob Johnson, his heroic leap last week has brought the Bills to 7-4 in striking distance of the playoffs. The mood in Tampa Bay is frustration and desperation. Super Bowl expectation at the season start replaced with a painful 6-5 record. A win today, a must. Buffalo, Tampa Bay, next. $66,000 at Raymond James Stadium, and with Pro Bowl fullback Mike Allstott out for the season, the running chores fall even more heavily on Warwick Dunn. If the Bucs lose, their season may be done.
Shannon Sharp, he's always talking trash.
You're paying, baby.
He's always trying to get inside your head.
You don't know your elbows from your...
And sometimes he can get downright nasty.
I bet you pay transaction fees on your mutual funds. Your mama pays full commission. You know how to calculate a P/E ratio?
Want to learn about smarter investing?
How diversified is your portfolio? You can't even spell Dow Jones.
Visit us at schwabwelcome.com, where every investor is welcome.
P/E ratio. You divide the stock price.
Net 1, Pearl 2.
Bingo!
Mr. Barkley wins again.
These days, retirement can come sooner than you think. Schwab can help you set up a tax-deferred IRA rollover account online in just a few easy steps, so you can get the most out of your golden years.
Swirl, swirl.
Visit us at schwabwelcome.com, where every investor is welcome.
Ready to go in Tampa Bay. It rained through the night and the morning. It's brighter now than it's been all morning as we welcome our partner down on the field, Bonnie Bernstein.
Thanks, Dick. Tony Dungy, a must-win today to keep your playoff hopes alive. But in light of Warren Sapp's comments, can you give me a sense of what the mood in the locker room's like, and have you had to say anything to quell any type of dissension?
No, our mood is good. We know it's a must-win. We just talked about how we do things and how we win games, and I think we're going to be fine.
All right. Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
Steve Christie, who has had a fabulous season. How important his late field goals have been to the Bills' 7-4 start. He kicks it off to the men in pewter pants, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Aaron Stecker from Western Illinois. Carl Williams from A&M Kingsville, Texas, are deep for Tampa Bay. Down to Carl Williams at the 10, 25, 35. 44-yard line. The Bills, who have had the worst in the league starting after opposing kickoffs, 34-yard line, come out well on this one to the 44. Ken Irvin made the tackle, and we have an injured Buccaneer. Stecker, the running back, who backs up. Warwick Dunn is down. Sean King ready to come on the field. The young quarterback from Tulane who took over last year when Trent Dilfer broke his collarbone in the 11th game. There are his numbers this season. He grew up just 12 miles to the south in St. Petersburg, always a Tampa Bay fan. He said he loved it when the Buccaneers played on the road. He said because when he was a kid, they didn't televise home games. They never sold out. He'd run around in his Tampa Bay uniform, and now his little guy dreams have come true as a big league quarterback.
Well, times are different now, certainly here in Tampa, but right now the concern is for Aaron Stecker, who remains on the ground. Of course, Mike Allstott out for the rest of the regular season. He'll come into the screen from the left right there, number 22. Well, you see he took a pretty good shot, and again, they're having trouble getting him up onto his feet. There he is up.
Favoring that right leg.
So with Allstott not a part of the offense, and now Aaron Stecker down, Tampa Bay really short on running backs.
Here's the starting lineup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 6 wins, 5 losses. Pearson, then McDaniel and Christie, the Pro Bowlers who came here as free agents from Minnesota. Middleton and Wunsch up front. Warwick Dunn, he'll have the heavy load today. Riddell Anthony, Jaquez Green outside, along with Keyshawn Johnson. He wants the rock. Get me the rock, he says, and Dave Moore is the tight end. Becker attended to as Sean King puts it in play out of a shotgun from the 44. Throws in the flat, and the tackle made on tight end Dave Moore by Henry Jones for little gain. Defensively for the Buffalo Bills, here's how they start today with Sean Price for the injured Phil Hansen. Hansen may be back next week. Big Ted Washington, Marcellus Wiley up front. The linebackers, and they're good. Rogers, Coward, who leads the league in tackles, Holisek and Newman. Chris Watson, watch out there. He's replacing the injured Antoine Winfield. Winfield out for the season. Jones, Carpenter, and Irvin completing the secondary. Give it to Dunn, and Dunn weaving his way through tacklers all the way to the Buffalo 34-yard line.
Well, Warwick Dunn told us that I know I'm the featured guy now for the balance of the regular season. Right now, he ought to feature that offensive line. What a hole against a really stout defensive football team against the run. Warwick Dunn not even touched until he's 13 yards downfield. What a job of blocking up front by Tampa Bay.
Dunn with a 20-yard pickup, first down at the 35. Dunn again. Slips and slides and picks up 4 to the 31 before, you know it, Sam Coward makes the tackle. Wade Phillips, the head man in Buffalo, and interesting conversation with Bum Phillips' son yesterday, wasn't it, Dan?
Well, it really was. Wade Phillips has his team on a 4-game winning streak, and this guy gets more criticism than any winning coach in the league. And it's all because of Johnson and Flutie, and yet he makes the decisions that win for his football team. So much of that criticism unjustified.
King fires, and it's deflected incomplete as Chris Watson makes his first play. And Watson, who has not started an NFL game in his brief career out of Eastern Illinois, he's in there for Winfield, makes the play.
Well, he's in for Winfield, but their third corner is Donovan Greer, and he's not playing in this game because he's got an ankle sprain. He didn't play in their game last week. So Watson is actually their fourth corner. So Tampa Bay on the one side thin at running back, Buffalo on the other side very thin in the secondary.
Third down 6. King scrambling and tackled at the 26, a yard shy of a first down, and making the hit was Pat Williams along with Sam Coward. So on comes Martin Gramatica, who has kicked 13 consecutive field goals. And he has a long leg. He has 5 kicks of 50 yards or more, and you can see the longest this year in the league, 55.
It's 5 out of 7, Dick, from 50 plus. How's that for consistency?
From the 35 the spot, so 45-yard field goal for this young man who grew up in Argentina. Well, not only long, but straight. The Bucs strike first. It's 3-0 with less than 3 minutes gone in the opening quarter.
Log on now for Southwest Airlines $99 or less internet specials, only at southwest.com.
You're now free to move about the country.
They're calling you. The places you want to be. The things you want to do. But you're not going to get there until you finish this stuff. That's why there's True Value. We get you in and out fast. Because the sooner you get done, the sooner you can get back to this thing called your life. True Value.
And right now, come in for one of True Value's 12 gifts of Christmas. A folding sports armchair with carrying case is just $12.99. True Value. Health is just around the corner.
It has the DNA of giants in its sheet metal. Cars that raced on fields of honor. It has motor oil for blood and a 250 horsepower heart. Because 50 years ago, like today, there were just 2 kinds of cars on the road. Those that pass and those that get passed. Chrysler 300M, the most powerful V6 sports sedan in its class. Now, during the Chrysler holiday sale, lease the 300M for $399 a month.
What happens this evening in Florida could determine who the next president will be. So this is 160 Minutes you don't want to miss. 60 Minutes, tonight.
On the near side, number 38.
3-0 as Warwick Dunn's 20-yard run sets up this man, Martin Gramatica's 45-yard field goal. His brother, Gramatica's brother, Bill, a senior, plays his college ball here at University of South Florida, kicked a 63-yard field goal last week, and he figures to be playing on Sunday next year.
So one brother's named Martin, and the other one's Bill? Okay.
This one is Chris Watson.
Sure it's not Bill?
And the kick. Into the end zone to Watson, and he's going to take it out. And is toppled at the 21-yard line. Rabi Abdullah making the tackle. And here comes Rob Johnson, out for 4 weeks with a separated shoulder, returned last week. And he has been a very tough quarterback for Buffalo in terms of taking punishment, injured all year. He made that dive into the end zone to beat the Chiefs. No easy win on the road at Arrowhead. And as Wade Phillips said, what if we could win on the road, Tampa Bay and Kansas City? That would be a real quinella. Fighting the noise, Sean Bryson starts at running back. Quick drop, eludes the pressure, throws incomplete. Eric Moulds, and a flag goes down on the sidelines near where Moulds was positioned, but had his back to the play. Ed Hockley is our referee today, one of the best.
And a good look right there that all the shiftiness at the quarterback position for the Buffalo Bills does not belong to Doug Flutie. Ooh, an offensive interference against the Bills, but you saw that Rob Johnson has some quicks. He's got good feet, and he evaded what looked like a sack to get out of the pocket and try to make something happen.
And by the way, well, first, Hockley.
Before the pass was thrown, pass interference, offense, number 80, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, here's Wade Phillips' starting lineup, trying to prevent that sack. Fina on an injured knee, Brown, Ostrowski, Nails, and Spriggs. Sean Bryson from Tennessee, Fearless Price, and Eric Moulds leads the league in catches, 76. Jeremy McDaniel starts. 3 wide receivers. The tight end is Jay Remersma. Bryson. And on first and long, he manages only a couple. Jamie Duncan, the middle linebacker, leading the charge for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here are the Buccaneers with their 43 sacks, second in the league behind New Orleans 49, 102, McFarland, Warren Sapp. How good is he? Marcus Jones, do you know who he is? We'll tell you. Sheldon Quarles, Jamie Duncan, and Derek Brooks 3 times to Honolulu. Abraham and Barber on the corners, and Robinson and John Lynch, dislocated left shoulder at Chicago last week and surprisingly starts today. One of the toughest hitters in the deep secondary in the league. Big hole, and it's Bryson charging through across the 20 to the 23 or 4 before Lynch can make the stop. That'll bring up third down and about 8.
Well, that time Sean Bryson running the football cuts to his left, which fortunately for John Lynch is to his right shoulder. Watch that cut right there. It allows Lynch to come in and make the hit with his right shoulder. John Lynch, and we're going to watch it very closely, I'm not sure how effectively he could do anything with his left arm. Get it up in the air, make tackles with it, grab ball carriers. We got to watch it closely.
3rd and 7. Johnson, there's the sack, and that one ties the Tampa Bay franchise record, and Warren Sapp and Marcus Jones fight over the sack.
Well, it looked like Warren Sapp was the first one there, and he just puts a whip on Jamie Nails over at right guard. Warren Sapp, the first one there. It'll be interesting, does he get the whole sack or half a sack? He's chasing the club record of 13, which is owned by Hall of Famer Leroy Selman.
And Marcus Jones has 11, only 1/2 sack less than Sapp. Kicked by Chris Moore, and it's a beautiful spiral. Carl Williams at the 33, 45, 50 and to the Buffalo 47-yard line, and good field position again for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just a bit over 5 minutes played in this opening quarter here in Florida, and the score, the Bucs 3, the Bills nothing.
Check it out.
The next generation Chrysler Town and Country.
You do that?
I thought you did. Let's get out of here. With power sliding doors and liftgate with an obstacle detection system, Chrysler Town and Country is the best minivan ever. During the Chrysler Holiday Sale, get 4.9 financing on Town and Country LX or low lease rates.
They stand at the top of the mountain. Two unbeaten champions on a collision course with destiny. He's the WBA champion, and he strikes like lightning. He's the IBF champion. His knockout punches like a hurricane. Forces of destruction. Don't miss the title unification bout between Felix Trinidad and Fernando Vargas. Brought to you by Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers.
Right now at Sears means lowest tire prices of the year on selected Michelin, Goodyear, Pirelli, and more. So don't forget to give your wheels something nice at the most important time of the year. Sears, give the good life at a great price, guaranteed.
From Amazon.com to Yahoo, from Cisco to Sun, companies that know the internet best run Oracle. Oracle. Software powers the internet.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. iOmega, makers of the new Hip Zip photo show and the award-winning line of Zip products. And by Chrysler, we're reinventing the passion for driving.
Football Palace of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will host Super Bowl 35 in January here on CBS. King and the Bucs start in Buffalo territory, and Warwick Dunn stops and starts and picks up one before Keith Newman could make the tackle. And for Newman, that's special. He grew up in Tampa, went to Jefferson High School, was a tight end, then matriculated at North Carolina.
Well, ground yardage is tough to come by against both of these defensive football teams. The Buffalo Bills ranked third in the league against the run. They only give up 80 yards a game, so anything Warwick Dunn and the Bucs get here today, they're going to have to work hard for it.
Dunn again on 2nd and 9, and he's met with a heavy hit led by Sam Coward and John Holosack. 3-0 Bucs here. Let's go to New York. Jim Nance.
All right, Dick, there will not be a Ravens shutout over the Browns today like their first meeting, because Cleveland, in its first possession, goes 86 yards in 4 plays, with Prentice scoring the touchdown, 7-0 Cleveland early. Let's go back to Dick and Dan.
All right, thank you, Jim. The Browns 3-9 at the start. Of course, Baltimore 8-4.
I would not have bet that would happen, that Cleveland would go right down the field against the Ravens.
3rd down and long. Shotgun Sean King. 3 wide receivers. Deep down the field. Del Anthony off his fingertips, covered by Ken Irvin.
And that was a beautiful throw by Sean King, because the coverage by Irvin on Anthony was very good. And King had to throw it long, where his player has to make an excellent catch. But Irvin is right there. Look how good the coverage, and a perfectly thrown ball right through the hands of Del Anthony.
Mark Royals, the 12-year veteran from Appalachian State, in his second tour here in Tampa Bay, will punt it to Chris Watson, standing at the Buffalo 10. Wobbly kick. Watson fair catch at the 16-yard line. And that's where Rob Johnson and the Bills will begin, with 8:27 remaining opening quarter here in Tampa Bay.
This is Corey. Corey's MP3 player uses $100 memory cards. He can only afford one. Oh, heck. Corey's out of music again. Stupid move, Corey. This is Mac. His newfangled Hip Zip digital audio player holds a whole CD on each pocket zip disk for as little as $10. Mac is a genius. Hip zip, pocket zip, zip it.
Its ancestors knew the grit of the sand at Daytona, where a mile measured the length of your nerve. It is not meek. It is not humble. It is what happens when you take the soul of the past and meld it with the best of the new. Chrysler 300M, the most powerful V6 sports sedan in its class. Now, during the Chrysler Holiday Sale, lease the 300M for $399 a month.
At Snowbar is a great way to tell customers Staples has technology gifts.
Greetings. Handhelds make terrific gifts. So do digital cameras.
Nice price.
Excuse me, could you tell me about the scanner fax copier?
No.
But I want to get it for my brother.
Get him a cell phone.
No, he really wants one of these.
He can't have her. I love her.
What?
No. Weeping.
It's okay. We found just someone else.
Oh.
For technology gifts they really want, it's Staples.
Kentucky heads into Tar Heel territory to face Joe Forte and North Carolina as two of the nation's top teams jumpstart NCAA basketball on CBS.
I'll be telling you which teams are headed uptown and which teams are headed downtown.
I'll tell you why he's wrong.
Welcome back with Tampa Bay leading 3-0. A reminder, see what some of your favorite players like Jerome Bettis, Devon Curtis, Junior Seau, Cordell Stewart, others have to say in their NFL.com diet at NFL.com. Antoine Smith now in the backfield behind Rob Johnson. Bills at the 16-yard line, and it is Smith. A power back, and he blasts out close to the 20 where Marquez Jones makes the tackle. Bonnie, what do you have for us?
Well, Tony Dungy had no intention of letting John Lynch play. He told me this morning he changed his mind because the doctors reassured him Lynch has no greater chance of that shoulder popping out today than any other week until he has off-season surgery. Talked to John before the game. He said, my shoulder doesn't really hurt, but I'm going to have a harness on that left shoulder, try to prevent it from popping out again, guys.
Thank you, Bonnie. A two-time Pro Bowler. Lynch, a real inspiration to that defense. On second down, Smith again. And doesn't get much at all. They push him back. Progress to the 20. 3-0 Tampa Bay over Buffalo. And now to New York and Jim Nance.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. They've exchanged touchdowns. Pittsburgh first on a Hines Ward touchdown reception. Then Brandon Bennett for the Bengals. 37 yards to match the Steelers at 7. Let's go back to Dick and Dan.
Cincinnati looking for its third win of the year, and Pittsburgh trying to get even at 6-all. Fans making it tough on Rob Johnson. Underneath to Cavill, but he's tackled at the 25. That's a couple of yards shy of the first down. Derek Brooks, number 55 for the Buccaneers, leads the team in tackles out of Florida State.
And what Buffalo needed to do offensively was just get a couple first down because they are losing the battle of field position right now. And a short little pass like that came up short, but they need to just stretch the chains a little bit. Again, the Buccaneers ought to come out of this with really good field position and a chance to add to their three-point lead. This is being played at the wrong end of the field as far as Buffalo is concerned.
Moore's punt very high, but also quite short. Fair catch, Carl Williams at the 47-yard line. So again, Tampa Bay, 3 possessions, all 3 have started outside the Buccaneer 40-yard line. They lead it 3-0.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Jeep Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now, when you buy a 2000 Grand Cherokee with low 0.9 financing, you can save up to $53.25 in finance charges. Or on a 2001 model, save up to $29.39 in finance charges with 4.9% financing. So take advantage of the Jeep Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
What kind of a company are we? Like you, we sometimes wonder what might have been. What if we'd married sooner instead of later? Or bought that house? Think of the money we'd have made. Life is a series of decisions which often can't be taken back, which is why planning is important. Talk with us at First Union. We can't change the past, but we can sure help with the future.
It's heard laughter, tears, secrets. It knows the sound of concern, of joy, and of regret. It's heard about movies, books, school, and boyfriends. And at times, simply heard nothing at all. If only there were a place that made you feel the way you did at your kitchen table.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Circuit City. Circuit City, imagine that. And by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Still can't figure out, Dan, how Santa gets down the chimney. That'll always puzzle me.
Magic, Dick. It's magic.
First and 10 at the 40.
Happy Thanksgiving weekend, everyone.
How many shopping days, Dick?
I think it's 29 and counting.
I'm a double XL, just remember.
I got you. Great field position for Tampa Bay, and on first down, King going to throw, and he bites the turf for the first time as Sam Coward and Big Ted Washington meet at the quarterback.
Well, it's a double blitz right up the middle. Take a look at this. There's John Holisek, 52. He occupies a blocker, and that frees up Sam Coward. It just come more up the middle than Tampa Bay has blockers, and that is a formidable sight when you see 350 pounds of Ted Washington blocking your escape route. Going up the middle was not an option for Sean King.
2nd and 17. And he goes down again as Coward back-to-back. It appeared he got a half a sack on the last with Washington, a full sack now. He had only 3 all season and 1.5 here in the first quarter.
Well, Sam Coward, who played his collegiate football at Florida State, very comfortable back here in Florida. Sean King, absolutely no chance whatsoever as his pocket disintegrates. And again, for the second time in a row, the pressure right up the middle. No one picks up Sam Coward for the second time.
Coward, whose mother, Harriet, has been campaigning for her son to make the Pro Bowl, emailing. He said the count is wrong there, too, here in Florida. He should be up there with the most votes. And 3 in a row. Whoa. The hat trick for the Buffalo Bills. And Marcellus Wiley gets the sack along with Newman following up.
Ooh, I haven't seen that in a while, where an offensive possession is 3 consecutive sacks. Sean King has a little more time. He's not even close, though, to getting rid of the football. At least that time he had a chance to plant and look downfield, but Sean gave no hint that he had found anybody even reasonably close to being open.
And the kick now by Mark Royals. And Watson checks the defense and takes it and is tackled immediately at the 31-yard line. Now Buffalo finally starts from outside their 30. They trail by 3.
It's hard to tear yourself away from Circuit City's new entertainment zone. It's got an expanded selection of the hottest new digital technology, like lots of digital and 35mm cameras you can try out, a cool interactive video game department, the latest PC software and upgrades, plus exciting MP3 products and more.
Honey, don't make me come back there.
I gotta go. Come see the all-new entertainment zone at Circuit City.
Go, 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 go.
Can't get enough football? Grab a Miller Lite, and any time is Miller time.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, yeah, that's a first down. Way to read the D. That's what I'm talking about.
Can't get enough football? Grab a Miller Lite, and any time is Miller time.
Who's calling these plays? Put in a backup.
It was a gathering of the world's most noted biologists, setting out to harness the power of the human gene. Out of it grew Biogen, one of the world's premier biopharmaceutical companies, honored for medical advances, acclaimed for industry leadership. With record sales and a stream of new products coming online, Biogen today ranks with the global leaders. Where do you find the companies who are defining the future? Exactly. NASDAQ, stock market for the digital world.
To defend an admiral accused of war crimes, Harm takes on the Navy's top brass.
If you get cute, I will cut you off at the knees.
All new Jag, CBS Tuesday.
Checking his notes, Les Steckel, the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He probably hasn't seen that many times in his coaching career. 3 straight sacks against Tampa Bay. 3-0, the Bucs lead. The Bills now with a decent field position at the 31. Johnson throws quickly to the tight end Riemersma, and he's close to a first down just across the 40. Duncan and Brooks, the tacklers.
Number 85, Jay Riemersma. Gain of 9, second down 1 at the 40.
Well, Les Steckel got a surprise yesterday morning because the St. Petersburg Times had a headline where Warren Sapp was very critical of Les Steckel, the I Miss Shula, a reference to Mike Shula, who was here last year.
Antoine Smith, and he stopped short of the first down. It was 2nd and 1, now 3rd and 1.
Tackle by number 78.
Warren Sapp was really, in a sense, he was thinking he was doing the right thing and really being the mouthpiece for a lot of his teammates who weren't secure in talking out loud the way Warren is, and really trying to protect his quarterback, Sean King. But again, anytime a player is critical of a coach and he does it to a newspaper rather than to that coach, I just don't know that that's very productive. It seldom works. It seldom works that way.
Johnson tripping as he makes the handoff to Bryson, and he's able to get around the corner and pick up just enough, it would appear, for a first down. Safety Damian Robinson ran him out of bounds.
Well, finally, the Buffalo Bills showing a little spark, moving the football. Sean Bryson, again, he has no choice because of the penetration there from Marcus Jones to bounce it to the outside. And Marcus Jones, what a guy, what a player this fella is. He plays next to Warren Sapp and doesn't get a lot of attention. 11 sacks so far on the season for this 50-year player, and you better learn who he is.
First down, Johnson throws, and it's over Peerless Price's head, out of bounds. And time for another NFL report as we go back to New York.
Thank you, Dick. We showed you Cleveland scoring first. Baltimore comes right back behind the legs of Jamal Lewis. He ran it 9 times on this drive and scored the touchdown to make it matching 7s at Baltimore. Back to Dick and Dan.
All right, Jim, and Lewis proving week to week what a fine young back he is. Baltimore only a game behind Tennessee in the AFC Central. The throw incomplete to Eric Moulds, who comes into the game with 76 catches, leading the NFL.
And it's tough to play the slant any better than Donnie Abraham does right here. Watch him close, getting there the instant the football arrives to Eric Moulds. Eric Moulds has a big body. He's pretty good at shielding, but Donnie Abraham gives him no chance to catch that ball as he strips his right arm away from being able to hold the ball. An outstanding corner is Abraham.
2 passes hit the ground, 3rd and 10. The throw, this time complete to Moulds, and the big wide receiver from Mississippi State. And what they like about Moulds, he's got the quickness to get open, the size to be physical, and he's got an attitude for a wide receiver. He can be a little mean.
Well, the quick slant, and this time Moulds is working against Brian Kelly, the nickelback. And again, because of his physical stature at 6'2" and over 200 pounds, Eric Moulds is so comfortable going into the middle. He's not afraid of contact.
The give is inside to Bryson, and he's wrapped up after a yard by Derek Brooks. But back to Moulds, that catch is 45 consecutive games, and although that's a relatively low number, it is an all-time mark for a Buffalo Bill. And he seems destined to break Andre Reed's single-season record for 90 catches. He's having another Pro Bowl season.
Moulds would have to be injured to not walk away. He's on a pace to have triple digits.
Johnson trying to escape. Oh, my. Brooks from in front. And from behind, it was 92 Anthony McFarland.
Well, You can make a training reel right here out of this open field tackle by Derek Brooks, the weak side linebacker. Johnson, as he does so well, gets out of the pocket. But watch coming in from the left. Look at the position. Derek Brooks, the shoulder pads right on the belt buckle. Look at this. That is perfection when it comes to making an open field tackle.
And he's playing with a painful hip pointer, and that certainly didn't ease his situation. That's now a team record, 45th sack. They're second in the league. Johnson trying to get rid of it, and it is incomplete. Jay Reemersma couldn't quite get his hands under the ball.
And I'm not even sure how Rob Johnson got it close to Reemersma. He's running for his life because, once again, his pocket disintegrates. Look at this from behind. And it's just Warren Sapp again splitting a double team. And that is really something. And Anthony McFarland, actually, that was McFarland, excuse me, not Warren Sapp, who forces Johnson out of the pocket initially.
More to punt from his 40. Dying spiral. Carl Williams lets it go. Well, he's going to fair catch it at the 15. Now Tampa Bay from the 15, and the Bucs have allowed one touchdown all season in the first quarter, and it looks as if that will stay intact. Wednesday on CBS. Oh my, what a movie. A powerful husband, an unfaithful wife, a jealous lover, all of them a motive, each of them a plan. Academy Award winners Michael Douglas and Gwyneth Paltrow star in the network premiere, A Perfect Murder, Wednesday on CBS. It is riveting stuff. And if that doesn't whet your appetite, is there anything better than Army-Navy? I'd like, before my career ends, to do one of those games. 12 o'clock on Saturday here on CBS. The cadets and the midshipmen, always a classic. From the 15, Warwick Dunn, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage by 310-pound Pat Williams. As the package is in there now for Buffalo, Washington and Williams, two monster tackles inside.
And teams are averaging about 2 yards a carry against this formidable defense that defensive coordinator Ted Cottrell employs. It is really he has great flexibility in Williams and Washington, both huge men, but very light on their feet.
Hand off, and Dunn buys a couple of tough yards into the arms of John Holisek, where it'll be 3rd and 8. Back to Ted Cottrell, Dan, and I know you're very fond of the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. He interviewed this week for the Rutgers head coaching job. He attended there and coached there in the past, and of course, his real dream is to be a coach in this league, the NFL, and many feel he deserves it.
Yeah, Ted said the Rutgers job would be the only collegiate job that he'd be interested in, but Ted he doesn't disguise it. He wants to be a coach in the National Football League, and he is qualified to be a coach in this league. A head coach.
3rd and 8. Oh, shooting through is Sam Cowart, having a field day. 2.5 sacks for Cowart, who is untouched again. Somebody get his number.
Well, that's Ted Cottrell. You got to give the defensive coordinator the credit for A, devising the scheme, and B, calling it at the right time during the game. Tampa Bay right now clueless as to how to protect the middle of their offensive line and protect their quarterback.
4 sacks allowed in the quarter, the end of the first period. Bucks 3, Bills nothing. We're back after this message.
It's seeking out the best of the best, believing they will reach their goals. It's concentrating on companies that exhibit sustainable earnings growth. It's believing in a winning philosophy that can achieve solid results. The American Century Growth Fund. It's what we call American confidence. American Century Investments. Contact us or your investment professional.
Need sports equipment? Go to MVP.com. All the best gear, all the best brands, and insight to help you play your best.
And
And right now, save up to 50% at our holiday sale. MVP.com. Gear up for sport.
This weekend at Zales, the diamond store, this exquisite 6-carat diamond line bracelet is just $9.99. At Zales stores nationwide or shop online at Zales.com.
Look! Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Ellie's renting again. And Enterprise picked her up again. She said Enterprise picks her up free. Free? Free. Now that makes renting easy.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Right. Fugitive Richard Kimball will become the hunter, because sometimes the best defense is a good offense. The Fugitive. Then, these investigators don't just solve crimes.
I want prints, I want film, I want everything.
They restore lives.
Evidence only knows one thing, the truth.
CSI After the Fugitive, CBS Friday.
Here's the last sack of King. Here's Dunn. He leaves, but watch Coward. He fakes going wide and then comes back in sharply after Sean King. But when Warwick Dunn leaves, there's nobody there, and then he fakes. Coward fakes going wide, reverses, and comes back in. Nobody picks him up, and again, Sean King didn't have much of a chance.
So this second quarter begins with Tampa Bay in punt formation, and Mark Royals kicking high to Chris Watson at the 43, a very late fair catch signal, and that's where Buffalo will start this offensive series, trailing Tampa Bay 3-0.
No matter what you need, you can count on dependable, long-lasting Chevy trucks. Now, make your money count on a 2001 Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab with as low as 1.9% APR financing, giving you $2,607 in average finance savings. That's 1.9% APR. So make your money count during the year-end event at your local Chevy dealer now.
ダメだ。このバルブは高すぎるんだ。
サプライヤーはそこしかないですから。美智子はいかがですか。
美智子？
今オンラインで定時額が出ました。半額です。
どこの会社だ？
テキサスです。
テキサス。
どうも、ありがとう。
Announcing a breakthrough in pizza technology, a pizza inside a pizza. To demonstrate how much we can pack inside Pizza Hut's new Insider, we're going to take these 4 giant sumos and pack them inside this photo booth. How cozy. How do we get it all in?
Well, we took one thin crust with 6 cheeses, sealed it with another crust, and even more cheese. And that's the amazing new Insider Pizza, all for just $9.99.
Say cheese.
The Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
The pomp, passion, and pride. For over a century, these two teams have been battling it out on the field. The 101st Army-Navy game, next Saturday on CBS.
It's been a checkout counter for the defense. Sacks, 4 sacks for Buffalo, 2 sacks for Tampa Bay. Result, the Buccaneers a minus 29 yards passing, only plus 14 for Buffalo. And Sam Coward, the Pro Bowl season continues. He had 3 sacks all year, 2.5 in the opening quarter against Tampa Bay.
But now Buffalo is the team with the good field position.
And that sack-conscious defense of Tampa Bay digs in. Antoine Smith, just a yard. Chidi Ahanatu from the University of California, defensive end, makes the stop. Big doubleheader today on CBS, and so many games carrying playoff implications now at Miami, at Indianapolis in the AFC East. That's the big game, but others will see those other contests around the National Football League as we head to December.
And what an exciting finish I think we're in for, Dick. When you look at the races around both conferences, this is going to be one of the more memorable Decembers.
Second and 9. Dumps it off to Antoine Smith, not known for his receiving abilities. That's one of the reasons he was benched for several games earlier this year. Just shy of the first down. Back to New York we go.
Well, Dick, they're revving up that Ravens offense. Trent Dilfer leads them on another drive. This time a little flip to Sam Gagg to give them the lead, 14-7. Back to Dick and Dan.
All right, and when fans down here in the Tampa Bay area see Trent Dilfer come off the bench and inspire that Baltimore offense, they wonder, what if he were still in a Buccaneer uniform? They're tough on third down, Tampa Bay, and it's 3rd and 1. And out of the backfield, Sheldon Jackson. And Jackson, who lines up in the backfield, a tight end, gets the catch, only his 3rd of the entire season, and with it a first down.
It was actually about 3rd and a foot, Dick, and I think what Buffalo is saying here is that if this was an incomplete pass, we're going for it anyway, seeing that they were in Tampa Bay territory. But there's a very effective play and a high percentage pass to Jackson. Looking inside, Warren Sapp's going to draw a crowd, but he's got to play the run first on 3rd and a foot. Jay Reamersma, I think, has to be a big part of Buffalo's offense today if they're to win.
He's lined up on the right side, and it's Johnson on a bootleg, and he ducks out of bounds with help at the 32-yard line as Rondé Barber, the twin brother of the Giants running back Tiki, makes the play. Both twins playing at the University of Virginia. Barber coming to Tampa Bay as a 3rd-round pick. He's the older brother. He's 7 minutes older than Tiki, so he has certain rights and rules in the family.
Well, and he's also having one heck of a year. He's run an interception in for a touchdown. He's run a fumble recovery in for a touchdown this year. When you get your defense scoring like that, those are playmakers. And Rondé Barber has certainly had a playmaker kind of year.
2nd and 4. Johnson underneath the Moulds, and he dives to the 16-yard line. Dexter Jackson with a tackle.
Every time I see the ball thrown to Eric Moulds, I think of Keyshawn Johnson telling us yesterday, you know, they only throw me the ball 2 or 3 times a game. They throw it to Eric Moulds 15 times a game. Well, Eric Moulds certainly is the leading character and the figurehead of this Buffalo passing game. Why wouldn't you throw it to him time after time after time? The guy catches it.
That's right, and as a rookie showed how smart he was. He worked out with Jerry Rice in the offseason.
Something about that number 80, I guess.
That is. Antoine Smith, a single back. And he tries the left side and powers inside the 10 to the 9-yard line before Derek Brooks can make the stop.
Buffalo's having to make an adjustment in their offensive backfield, too. Their talented rookie Sammy Morris not playing because of the ankle. But look at the blocking up front. Look at that, outstanding. And there comes John Lynch in from the side. And this is it's so admirable what Lynch is doing here today. Playing with a shoulder that almost certainly will pop out at sometime during the game today.
2nd and 2. It's Smith again. And he dives inside the 5 for a 1st and goal. Yeah, yesterday we saw John Lynch, a great star baseball and football at Stanford, and he was holding his young son in the left arm, and that's the injured arm. He said, I'm okay as long as I don't lift him over my head. He and his wife celebrating, his wife Linda, the birth of the daughter just a week or so ago. You know, when you have a guy that tough in your locker room, it just picks up the whole team.
We used to call guys like that the unguided missile. They come in, but Lynch is a guided missile. He hit what he aims at.
Smith, and down there, he can't dance with that defense stacked up against the run, and he earns very little, and Lynch up to support again.
See, I said he hits what he aims at. My kids at home just went, oh, Dad, you ended a sentence in a preposition.
I wasn't going to mention.
I get on my kids all the time about that, and what do I do? Under pressure, I blow up.
We're just writing it down. It doesn't really matter.
I know. Can I come back and play next week?
2nd and goal. 3-0, Tampa Bay. Johnson fires into the flat. Incomplete. Sheldon Jackson. It was a tough catch. Had he made it, he probably would have scored.
John Lynch came on the blitz. Rob Johnson is having to deal with the fact that he's got number 47 coming right at him there. Not a factor, though. Rob able to just deliver the ball, and it's just a perfectly thrown ball right onto the hands of Jackson. You can't expect Rob Johnson to do it much better than that.
Yeah, Jackson, as we said earlier, made his third catch of the season, so there's a reason why those numbers are low.
Remersma will draw a crowd here.
He's the tight end, right side. Fearless Price in motion, and Rob Johnson uses Buffalo's first time out of the half. It comes with 9:51 remaining before the intermission.
6 weeks before one of the biggest games of my life, I felt a strange pain in my chest. What my doctor found was my toughest opponent yet. 3 of my arteries were more than 90% blocked. After recovering from surgery, lowering my high cholesterol became more important than football. Later, I was fortunate enough to coach my team in the biggest game of the season. Along with a healthy diet and regular exercise, taking Zocor every day helped significantly lower my total cholesterol.
Zocor is a prescription medication and is not right for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems, because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Zocor and about any medicines you are taking.
When diet and exercise are not enough, talk to your doctor about Zocor. Take care of yourself. It's your future. Be there.
Samsung joyfully introduces the world as you make it, where our digital technology has one job: to make life more fun. We want to thrill you, connect you, charm you, satisfy you, and delight you.
Everyone's invited
To the Samsung Digital Experience.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by GMC. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks. Zocor. Talk to your doctor about Zocor today. And by priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Back on the good ship Buccaneers, where Buffalo threatens to cut into that 3-0 Tampa Bay lead. 3rd and goal inside the 5. Linton and Bryson split backs. Johnson finally throws. What a catch by Jonathan Linton, spearing the ball. Dwight Clark, a la Clark, leaping high in the back of the end zone to give Buffalo the touchdown.
And it's just another illustration why Wade Phillips wants Rob Johnson as his quarterback. It's not only Doug Flutie, a guy who can get out of the pocket and make something happen. Rob Johnson is as good a scrambling quarterback as there is in the National Football League. He buys himself another 3 or 4, maybe even 5 seconds before he finds Linton.
Steve Christie adds the extra point, and Jonathan Linton, only his 3rd catch of the entire year. But look at the quality of this touchdown reception that gives Buffalo the lead.
Oh, he looks so handsome. Mommy's big man. You're such a big boy. I'm going to give you a big kiss.
$4.92 saved buying Spike a holiday sweater online. $6.42 overpaid on shipping.
Oh, he looks so precious.
If your gifts aren't being sent priority mail, you're probably paying too much. So make sure to ask for it.
Her hand isn't ordinary when she's the one you love. To slip an extraordinary gift onto it, come to Kay Jewelers. This Christmas, give her Kay's 3-stone ring with diamonds hand-selected for exceptional beauty.
Every kiss begins with K.
Kay Jewelers.
No matter what you need, you can count on dependable, long-lasting Chevy trucks. Now, make your money count on a 2001 Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab with as low as 1.9% APR financing, giving you $26.07 in average finance savings. That's 1.9% APR. So make your money count during the year-end event at your local Chevy dealer now.
Thank you for calling the Speedy Glue Helpline. Your call will be answered in 82 minutes.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. That ought to hold you.
What do you say? Nobody! Nobody! Nobody!
That's a bad call.
Somebody better figure out how to run the ball.
They were going to knock you in the mouth.
Jonathan Linton played his college ball at North Carolina, his second career touchdown reception, only his third catch of the entire NFL year, and what a beauty it was for Buffalo.
That was a wonderful illustration of Linton staying alive and separating himself, Dick. He got away from the crowd to give him a target.
Steve Christie kicks it, and it's Liddell Anthony inside the 5. He's got some speed, and he's out to the 27, 28-yard line. Anthony seeing duty with the injury early to Aaron Stecker.
Let's take a look at that touchdown throw. Here's Jonathan Linton, who's going to come over here and just run it out. But when he sees Johnson on the scramble, goes back into the back of the end zone to find a soft spot to settle. See, here's Linton just running a little out at the 5. Now he sees Robbs on the move, and watch him separate. Look at him get into the back of the end zone, and Rob Johnson under control. Not scrambling to run, but scrambling to throw, puts it right on Linton's hand.
And the Bills with only 6 yards for the Buccaneers total. That because of the 4 Buffalo sacks of quarterback Sean King, and Warwick Dunn gets about 3 on first down into the arms of the omnipresent Sam Coward. Keyshawn Johnson, get me the rock, he keeps crying, but very few attempts.
Well, right here you see that he hasn't been throwing the ball. The guy who's getting the most throw for Tampa is a guy named Loss. King thrown for loss.
Oh, very nice. I like that. Second down and 7. King complete to Jaquez Green, the third-year receiver from Florida. He's the number 2 receiver behind Keyshawn Johnson. Chris Watson made the tackle. Fourth.
And what do you know? Sean King actually got a look downfield without getting sacked. Sacked 4 times in the first quarter. If you'll give him a little protection, at least he's got a fighting chance. Maybe while they had some time over on the sidelines, the Buccaneer offensive line was able to tighten things up a little bit. We'll see.
Fake to Dunn. King complete again to Green. Back-to-back first down passes, and they're working on Chris Watson, who has replaced Antoine Winfield out for the year. Winfield, the top cover man for the Buffalo Bills.
My, isn't Sean King a better quarterback when he doesn't have Sam Coward throwing him to the ground? Again, perfect pass protection, and Watson just not able to make the break with the same efficiency that Jaquez Green is. But look at the blocking. The perfect pocket, able to step upfield, follow through. Sean King delivers.
First down at the Bills, 45. King again. Has to throw it away as he is hit by Keith Newman. Dave Moore, the tight end, was in the area.
Boy, Newman, what really broke down and was in perfect position to not let Sean King get to the outside. It looks like he has, but look at him break down, get low, and then get right into the legs of Sean King. Keith Newman, a guy who stepped in and became the starter when Gabe Northern was let go. He went to Minnesota, a Tampa native playing here in town, and he has really just another one of those guys that's done a great job.
It's done on the draw out of the shotgun, and flags go down as he's smothered at the 43-yard line. And it's holding. Quick signal from Hockley against Tony Dungy's Bucks.
I mentioned Keith Newman, Dick, but it just seems this Buffalo Bills team defensively just keeps rolling new people, and they don't miss a stride.
You know, you think about it, Thomas Smith is playing in Chicago. He'd be the cornerback.
Offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
and they've not signed Buffalo an unrestricted free agent in 2 years. For the most complete NFL coverage, including game-by-game analysis and potential playoff scenarios, all you got to do is click on NFL@CBS.Sportsline.com.
Don't forget, Kurt Schultz is gone. Bruce Smith is gone. 4 new starters defensively.
Second and 20. First receiver is covered. And he gets it away, and he avoids what would have been a huge loss of some 13 yards as Sam Rogers trying to get him down along with Marcellus Wiley.
And that was heads up by Sean King, realizing that he had escaped that tight end to tight end pocket. He got it right. He's not far enough out yet. There he is. And that was a smart move. If you get it back anywhere near the line of scrimmage, you're allowed to throw it away and not get the intentional grounding.
And smart this young man is, Sean King, and so is this veteran coach contemplating how to confuse the opposing quarterback. Take a timeout here with 7:14 left in the second quarter.
It's back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Applebee's You Pick 2. Get any 2 of 4 American favorites on one big plate. Choose from sizzling Cajun sirloin, succulent garlic-crusted shrimp, barbecue chicken, or riblets with a tangy sauce too good for any napkin. Right now, you pick 2. For a taste as American as Applebee's. For a tasteful gift, pick Applebee's gift certificates.
Shannon Sharp, please. Has always talking trash.
You're paying, baby.
He's always trying to get inside your head.
B-horn, you don't know your elbows from your...
And sometimes, he can get downright nasty.
I bet you pay transaction fees on your mutual funds. Your mama pays full commission. You know how to calculate a P/E ratio?
Want to learn about smarter investing?
How diversified is your portfolio? You can't even spell Dow Jones.
Visit us at schwabwelcome.com, where every investor is welcome.
P/E ratio. You divide the stock price.
Monday.
Hi.
If you're looking for a good babysitter, don't count on the King of Queens.
I got both legs in one hole. I don't know what to do here.
Followed by Monday's new hit comedy, Yes Dear. Then, warning, warning. This episode of Raymond is contagiously funny.
Look at the bloodshot eyes and the droopy cheeks.
That's his regular face.
And Becker bets he can quit smoking. No problem.
Do you realize that there are kids in third world countries who go to bed at night without cigarettes?
Don't miss the funniest night of all new comedy, CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Charles Schwab. When we created a smarter kind of investment firm, we also created a smarter kind of investor. And by Applebee's, as unique as the Southwest, as American as Applebee's.
Back at Raymond James Stadium, as we said, the site of the Super Bowl in late January, also the home of the University of South Florida Bulls and Tampa Bay Mutiny and Major League Soccer. Third down and 20 for the Buccaneers at their own 45. King. And he's sacked again. That's number 5 as Marcellus Wiley and Keith Newman converged on young Sean King.
And I know that there's a lot of frustration here with the fans in Tampa Bay with Sean King, but last time I checked, this is a second-year quarterback who only had 7 starts last season. There are going to be times of indecision, and there is a learning curve, and there will be growing pains along the way. Get used to it.
Punt by Royals to Chris Watson at the 21. He fumbles the ball in the scramble, and who's got it? And it's Buffalo's ball. As Watson flirts with disaster, Al Singleton was downfield to make the initial hit. One thing Buffalo has done very well is not cough up the football. And who was that? It was Tillman, Preveris Tillman, who was able to fall on the fumble.
Well, Chris Watson is the primary return man, and you see that he's got the football in the right arm. Ooh, and it does come out right when he's sitting right on top of the buck. And that ball is just for everybody to grab, and a wonderful job there by Tillman of covering it up. Al Singleton, the guy that caused it, but Watson got a little lucky there. He's put the ball on the floor before.
Tillman, the rookie from Georgia Tech, happy about his contribution, and Watson, he'll afford to do that.
And Watson has done it in the past. He's got to get a little better in protecting the football.
Antoine Smith, the tailback from the 16. And it's a fake reverse and a give inside to Smith. Out across the 20 where Brooks and Duncan, linebackers, make the stop. And number 69 shows
that's Marcus Spriggs, the right tackle for the Buffalo Bills, who you saw the play comes right into the back of his legs. And he was lucky that he kicked it out as much as he did. He took a hit. He took a little nick, but it could have been a lot worse. Watch the end of this play. There's Spriggs on the right of your screen, and right on the back of his left ankle. Ooh, you saw it roll. And that did some damage, but it could have been a lot worse. Looks like Spriggs is going to have to leave the game.
Robert Hicks, who was the starter at the first of the year and lost his job to Spriggs, comes in to replace him. And he's 6'7", 330, aren't they all, from Mississippi State? A reminder tonight on 60 Minutes, what happens this evening in Florida could determine who the next president will be. So this is one of 60 Minutes you don't want to miss. 60 Minutes tonight here on CBS.
Well, Spriggs, as you said, out. Hicks in, 6'7", 330. Right guard Jamie Nails, 6'6", 360. What did Warren Sapp say that Nails was? A space eater. It's a long way around him.
Sapp is only 300 pounds at 6'2". Second, a long 4. Johnson, again the scramble and slide at the 21. That'll be a sack. He's a yard short of the line of scrimmage, and Marcus Jones then will get number 12. Jim Nance.
All right, Dick, the former Buccaneer quarterback, Trent Dilfer, going long to Patrick Johnson. 46 yards and a touchdown. Now 21-7 Ravens. Let's go back to you.
And Jim, don't think that Trent Dilfer isn't a hot topic down here in Tampa Bay, with them really not having a backup. Eric Sire backs up Sean King, but a lot of attention being paid to the success that Trent Dilfer is having in Baltimore.
Third down and 5. Sean Bryson, the running back. Johnson, also a running quarterback, throws back across the field. Incomplete. A flag is down. The ball too long for Bryson and too short for Remersma. Incomplete. Chidi Ohanatu was the man chasing Johnson, and someone guilty of holding to protect Johnson. This one could be declined to force the punt.
I think it might be offensive interference against Buffalo. Ed Hockley gave the signal for offensive interference.
And apparently it'll be declined.
Before the pass was thrown, pass interference, offense, number 80. The penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
That's the second time today that Eric Moulds has been flagged for offensive interference. We're just in a wrestling match over there with Brian Kelly.
He was held as much as he pushed. That was
well, he got the last hold and the last throw.
And that's the one they see.
Yeah.
Chris Moore. This one, a poor kick, very wobbly, and Carl Williams fair catches at the 46-yard line. Tampa Bay again midfield to start the series, trailing 7-3. Bonnie Bernstein.
All right, Dick. Well, Keyshawn Johnson without a catch today, only 48 on the year, much to his surprise. He said, you know what, when I signed here, I figured I'd get the ball all the time, although Tony Dungy had other ideas. He said, we brought Keyshawn Johnson in for a couple reasons: to be a big target on 3rd down in the end zone, to help us blocking, to help the running game, and also to be a leader on offense the way Warren Sapp is on defense. Dungy said the biggest misconception is that everybody expected Keyshawn Johnson to be catching 90, 100 balls.
Thank you, Bonnie. And here's the jetting off the Tampa numbers, comparing him with last year with the Jets. He did win one award this week. He won the Golden Gobbler Award. He gained more weight than any Tampa Bay player over the Thursday eating period. King to the sidelines and complete. It's Jaquez Green again, and this time working on Ken Irvin. First down.
Well, the main receiver for the Bucs so far in this game, without a doubt, has been Jaquez Green. Sean King finding him because he's open. That ball, a risky throw from King. That should have been to the sideline shoulder of Jaquez Green. It was back to the inside of the field. King got away with it.
3 catches now for the former Florida Star.
I got you. Watch that draw over here. Watch that draw.
Watch the draw, yells the defense from the 43. King throws and hit immediately as Keyshawn, who gains only 3 yards, and right into the arms of Keon Carpenter, who has emerged as a wonderful safety for Buffalo. He has 5 interceptions this year, best in the AFC, 4 in the last 3 games.
Again, he's a first-year starter. Kurt Schultz manned that position for so many years, and he manned it so well for the Bills. But as we talked earlier, the seamless transitions continue for Buffalo.
2nd and 7 as Keyshawn Johnson finally with a short catch. Now the throw incomplete for Green, and a big collision, and there's going to be a penalty against either Watson or Carpenter for
I think they're going to get Carpenter for the late hit. You know, they say it's a defenseless receiver. Boy, at first glance, I wasn't sure Carpenter could even avoid that. We'll take a close look at that, and that's Sam Rogers, the linebacker for Buffalo. And boy, there's a lot of held breath right now on the Buffalo sideline.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, bench number 29. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
If the receiver can't catch the ball and he's in what they call the quote-unquote vulnerable position, you're not supposed to hit him as a defensive back. So let's take a look at this going right down the sideline. Jaquez Green, the ball's in the air over his head. And boy, I
don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that ball. See, Carpenter isn't really trying to deliver a blow here.
In fact,
he's trying to get out of the way.
Green falls into Carpenter.
My first impression was right. That's calling it too tight. You can't ask a guy to get out of the way and make himself evaporate into thin air.
Nevertheless, a 15-yard penalty that takes the ball to the 25-yard line, and the concern now on Sam Rogers, the veteran backer from Colorado. Such a reliable player, not the star, but he does plays his role so well.
Well, when you see a player like that who's reluctant to even roll over onto his back. Let's look at the left side of the screen now. See, and we just see Sam, he crumbles to the ground right there at midfield. Couldn't really see exactly what happened to him, but obviously in real pain.
Corey Moore, who was injured earlier this year in the Miami game, a number 3 draft pick out of Virginia Tech, will replace him. And very gingerly putting weight on his injured side is Sam Rogers.
And the Buffalo defense, and you see right there, Keon Carpenter saying that the ball was tipped, which it was, but even a tip ball doesn't save you from a personal foul. But that was it just should never have been called.
Here's Rogers again on the right side.
Yeah, he said, this is Sam Rogers right down here. Let's take a look at him right here as he doesn't get hit. Nothing happens to him as far as any sort of violent contact. Boy, you wonder if something just gave way as he put his weight on and tried to drive upfield. But another hit here for the Buffalo defense. Keep in mind, Antoine Winfield, their best corner, was placed on injured reserve this week. Donovan Greer, their next in line corner, he's not playing. He's active, but he's not playing because of a severe ankle sprain. And Phil Hansen still out. Hopefully he'll be back next week, their starting defensive end. So it's a war of attrition here with the Bills defensively.
So King works against a new linebacker, Corey Moore, after the 15-yard penalty. This one batted right back in his face as penetration by Sean Price out of the University of Pacific, a guy that just has a great motor.
And he is right in Sean King's face. This is a batted ball. A lot of times you see batted ball from a guy who never leaves the line of scrimmage. Not so with Sean Price right there. He is only about 2 feet away from Sean King. Again, the pocket collapsed for Tampa.
From North Tahoe, California, where next to football, skiing is his deal. They pick up Corey Moore. The throw is incomplete to Keyshawn Johnson, and good coverage by Ken Irvin.
And I think a good job there by Les Steckel, the offensive coordinator, of getting Sean King out of the pocket there. He's not had much success in a classic stance in the pocket throwing the football. His protection just hasn't been there. So change it up, give the defense something to think about, put him on the move one direction or the other, trying to let him see at least some portion of the field without a hand in his face.
Well, Keyshawn now has been thrown to twice, caught one. That's what he had in almost the entire game, 2 at Chicago last week. 3rd and 10. King floats it up there, and wide open is Warwick Dunn to the 3-yard line. So they picked on Corey Moore, who was covering Warwick Dunn out of the backfield.
Oh, and that's not an accident. You know they're going to go right to him. You've got the rookie against one of the best receiving backs there to the right of your screen going upfield. And what a beautiful pass by King. But Corey Moore, under no circumstances at any time in this game, going to run all the way down the field with Warwick Dunn.
Got to watch out when you sit in the north end zone. They shoot the cannons even when they don't score a touchdown.
Never once did your car ask you for jewelry or flowers. Never once did it ask you if it looks fat, or did it get mad at you for leaving the seat up. Your car always gives you exactly what you want. Doesn't it deserve something special in return?
Back with 3:41 left in the half, and Tampa Bay 2 yards away from the lead.
Boy, they're working hard to reload these cannons after prematurely launching a salvo. What happened? The way they got confused is the one official did signal touchdown, and then they quickly came back and spotted the ball at the 2.5-yard line. But the one official kind of sent the wrong message up to the artillery guys on the ship.
The old Jolly Roger, you know, they got the quick saber, the quick trigger up there. See the enemy.
If I sat underneath those things, I would jump out of my skin.
Turn the blue beard to beard black when you sit up there. Yeah, whistle stops play. Bills and the Bucs now.
Well, we've got a challenge. We've got a challenge over on the Buffalo sideline. They threw their red flag out.
Well, it appeared that Dunn clearly was in bounds when he caught the ball, then fell out of bounds.
They're ruling on the field that the pass was complete.
Well, let's go take a look at it. Buffalo is risking their only remaining timeout here in the first half, as Wade Phillips couldn't get through with the buzzer. He actually had to throw the red flag out onto the field, which is their backup option. Let's take a look. I don't think it looks to me that Dunn has complete control of the football. Doesn't look to me like he's juggling it. I think that's a good call by the officials on the field. Does he have firm possession of the football?
Ooh, no, there's
you see, it did come away from his chest. The ball from that angle, we got a really good look at the fact. From right there, the question is, he did separate his hands and his chest from the football, and you may be able to make the case that his rear end was sitting out of bounds when he finally clutched that ball to his chest.
His feet were in bounds. That's not an issue. The 2 feet were firmly down as he made initial catch, but then that little brief bobble.
That bobble may be enough for Ed Hockley to reverse this call. Remember, the call on the field was legitimate catch. It's funny, you looked at it from the one angle and you don't see that bobble. It looked like he had it cleanly. But then from the second angle, the camera really close to it. Let's bring that baby up and look at it one more time.
There's the bobble, and now where does he have possession?
But you don't see the bobble as clearly.
There.
Yeah, right there. You can see his hands came off the football.
Boy, is that a tough call.
That is a tough call. Again, he's got to see definitive proof. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Hockley overturns that call.
It'd be one of the rare times this year that has happened.
That slight, he's working hard on this one. This is where the guy in the white hat has to really earn his money. And this is well worth Buffalo gambling this last time out. That's something I think they have to challenge.
So the minute and a half has elapsed, so here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. The Wilkes receiver bobbled the ball. He regained possession before he went out of bounds. Therefore, it is a completion. First down. Buffalo is charged with their third and final timeout.
Now, this has been a tough series for Wade Phillips. He loses his linebacker. Rogers gets a tough call on the personal foul against Carpenter and then loses this argument.
Well, if he regained possession of that football before going out of bounds, the space between his rear end and the white stripe out of bounds was measured in something. Millimeters, microns. You can get in there with a caliper, I think, to make that call.
But there wasn't that irrefutable evidence to overturn the call either.
That could have gone either way.
So first and goal. Tampa Bay at the 2-yard line with Charles Kirby in for the injured Mike Alstott at fullback. Rabi Abdullah is the tailback. He's the bigger running back. The fake by King. He can run this one in, or can he? Yes. Touchdown.
And we've got an injured Buffalo player down here. I think Keon Carpenter's still down on the ground. And Buffalo just can't afford to lose anybody else in their secondary. They're almost out of warm bodies down there.
They signed Ray Hill this week after he had been cut a month ago by Miami, just to have an extra body.
Well, a bootleg all the way with the play action to the right. They're putting this entirely in Sean King's hands. You can see he puts the fake on Carpenter and goes back to the inside. Let's look at it and see. Does Carpenter roll over his ankle? Carpenter's going to come in from the left here. Oh, yeah, you saw him slide initially, and then awkwardly his left ankle kind of caught underneath him.
Well, Carpenter will be helped, and it would appear will go immediately into the locker room, testing that ankle. As he does so, just this note on Sean King, and it kind of brings in a little Buccaneer history. You forget that Steve Young started his NFL career here. That was his 5th rushing touchdown to tie the club record set by the left-hander Young 14 years ago.
Well, the other thing you've got to say about Sean King, Dick, he's thrown 15 touchdown passes. You know that's more than Rob Johnson and Doug Flutie have thrown combined.
Plus the 5 rushing touchdowns.
That's right. So, you know, a lot of criticism of this kid, and he is a kid. But coming into today's game, Rob Johnson and Doug Flutie had a grand total of 13 touchdown passes.
The Cannons have fired again, and Tampa Bay celebrates a 10-7 lead. What did Warren Sapp say on our pregame show? That give us 17 points. That's all we want. 17, we'll win them for you. Gramatica adds the extra point. 54-yard drive, 6 plays. And the Bucs reclaim the lead.
Turning good friends into better ones. Turning new friends into old ones. Turning distant friends into closer ones. Turning Leaf.
Tampa Bay back in front 10-7. 3.5 minutes left in this first half. And remember, Buffalo has spent its timeouts. King using his legs to get the final 2 yards and the touchdown.
And the story here now for Buffalo defensively, Dick, is they are reaching a critical point with the number of people that they have injured. And Keon Carpenter and his ability to play anymore in this game now, it becomes a very huge question mark for the Bills.
Chris Watson, along with Sean Bryson, to return for Buffalo as Gramatica. Hits it high, spins it to the far side to Bryson, who comes up to the 7. And tripped up at the 23-yard line by Rabi Abdullah. Well, from football to figure skating, next Saturday, CBS Sports presents a primetime special. Ice Wars, USA Against the World, featuring some of the greatest skaters to ever grace the ice, including Brian Boitano Yamaguchi with Browning. Superstar primetime event.
And we have another Buffalo Bill. I believe that's Chris Watson, who just returned that kickoff, and another member who was involved, rather, Watson was helping to block, but another member here of Buffalo's secondary.
And he's the one who started today at that left corner, vacated by the injury to Antoine Winfield.
Jay Foreman, another member of the Buffalo return team, is also down on the ground. Buffalo training staff having to work all over the place. All right, there's Bryson running it up, and he goes right into the back of Foreman's legs, and Watson goes down as well. Watson and Foreman are side by side right there, and Bryson ends up going into the back of the legs of both of them. They went down together, now they're both walking off together.
Jay Foreman, number 55 for the Bills, out of Nebraska, his second year. The son, of course, of famed running back with the Minnesota Vikings, Chuck Foreman. As the other scores roll by, and some high-scoring games early on. Again, this is CBS doubleheader Sunday. Plenty of action to follow. Johnson handing off, and Bryson out to about the 27, 28-yard line. Jamie Duncan made the stop after a gain of 5.
And whether or not Buffalo scores any points on this drive, right now that's not the most important thing. They can't do a 3-and-out and put their defense right back out on the field. The medical staff is too busy trying to figure out who's going to play defense for the Bills. If ever a couple first downs were big, it's now.
Johnson fires, complete to Moulds on the far side, and they're going to mark it at the 33.5. That appears to be enough for a first down.
Eric Moulds again showing you why he's leading the National Football League in reception. It's an excellent break on the football by Brian Kelly, but just too late, and a good solid throw from Rob Johnson. That's a tough pass to break up.
Moulds one away from his number, 80 catches this year. On first down, Johnson underneath and wide open is Moulds again, and he splits the defense and all the way to the 41-yard line of Tampa Bay, a 25-yard gain.
And it's just a simple little pattern here against this zone of Tampa. Look at Moulds sit down right there, but there's no deep safety help. Dexter Jackson way too deep to come up and make a play.
2-minute warning. Tampa Bay by 3.
On December 8th.
Up there, you're not dying. You're dead.
The most powerful force on Earth.
I won't let my sister die.
Is the will to survive. Vertical Limit, rated PG-13, opens everywhere December 8th.
Unforgettable. That's what you are. Unforgettable. Though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me.
Are you following PHRM?
Get your clients into PHRM.
Clinical testing through the roof.
There has been a discovery. We'll be announcing it soon.
I hope this works.
Me too.
See the story behind the numbers. Go to cbs.marketwatch.com.
Tuesday on 60 Minutes 2. Not since the gold rush has this kind of treasure showed up. The buried riches of a place called Treasure Island. Tuesday at 9, 8 Central.
2 minutes to go here in Tampa Bay with the Bucs leading by 3, but that big catch by Eric Moulds is 80th of the season, positioning the Bills with a first down at the 42. Very nearly in field goal range.
And with no timeouts to work with, their last one was used in that unsuccessful challenge.
5 wide. Johnson able to escape and throw back, complete to Remersma, and he's up to the 31-yard line, another first down. And you wonder, with Wade Phillips hoping they can lend this half, Dan, on a positive note with a score, and then try to patch up that deal. I mean, it's just incredible the number of injuries.
Oh, this would be a home run if they're able to get some points and keep their defense off the field here for the first down. You're right, it's going to be a very busy medical staff.
First down, Johnson throws incomplete. His receiver well covered. And so you must have gone in your career through situations like that with a team. You just wonder how many times can you call somebody else in and keep up the level of play.
Well, you keep thinking to yourself, this just isn't fair. Well, why do we have to suffer injuries, rather, all in one particular part of our ball club? But right now, this is reaching a critical stage for Buffalo's secondary. They're going to have to play people out of position. The question is, can Tampa take advantage of it? Because they will have the advantage when it comes to passing.
Blitz, quick throw, and complete. As it goes again to Moulds, and Moulds hit at the 23-yard line, and trying to hurry things up is Rob Johnson, and we'll be hurrying to New York at halftime. It's Jim Mike. Jerry will bring you up to date on scores, highlights, news, and of course that big Miami-Indianapolis game. First place at stake at Indianapolis. Johnson fires, caught by Peerless Price, his first catch of the game at the 15-yard line. Clock running, 50-49. Johnson, will he come up and down the ball just to halftime? Yep, that's what he's going to do. At least that's the signal. And with 41 seconds left in the half, Buffalo looks at 2nd and 10 well in field goal range. But again, if you marveled earlier at how good Johnson is. I mean, there have been 3 or 4 times, critical time, Tampa Bay defensive linemen's had a hand on him, and he's been able to get out and complete a pass.
Rob, with a big, tall frame at 6'4", he's not a muscular guy. You know, at 212, he looks slight, but he's more physical than you might imagine, and he can break tackles. But boy, does he move well out of the pocket. He moves every bit as well as Flutie does.
He throws underneath and hit immediately as Peerless Price at the 11-yard line. Derek Brooks put down the hammer.
Boy, I could hear that one here.
11-yard line, 25, 24, 23.
Boy, he should have had 2 plays called. Should have called 2 plays in the huddle, wasting a lot of time.
They can't afford to complete a pass in the field of play. Down he goes, and he's down. No fumble, no fumble. And Warren
But there's only 10 seconds left on the clock.
And they haven't started the clock yet because of the sack.
But it's 4th down. They're going to have to really get this baby going.
It's 42 yards, and Christie Buffalo first half.
Well, that was just poor clock management by Buffalo in not having a play called in the huddle. Ed Hockley making an announcement. They're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. It looks like it's on its way to being good, but before it gets, you know, from that angle, we can't tell when it crossed the upright. That's why there are 2 guys underneath both of those uprights wearing striped shirts to make that call.
And Christie's only missed 4 all year. Made good on 26, but the hurry up, he was under the pressure of time. Although Hockley says 2 seconds still remain, but the ball belongs to Tampa Bay.
Well, those problems started to snowball well before the field goal team was forced to run onto the field to make that hurry-up attempt. Why they didn't call 2 plays in the huddle, I have no clue.
So, ball at the 11-yard line, and Buffalo comes away empty. Could have tied it with a field goal. So that's the end of the first half. Coming up, it's the NASDAQ.com halftime report. Jim, Mike, Jerry, all the scores, highlights, latest National Football League news, and the report from Indianapolis. That's all coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report. Bonnie?
Tony, one of the big storylines in the first half is the amount of pressure Buffalo's getting on Sean King. How do you free him up to give him some room in the second half?
Well, we got to get our protection squared away. They're rushing different linebackers, and we got to get them picked up. But I think if we do, we can make some throws in the second half.
Coach, thanks.
All right, thank you, Bonnie. Tony Dungy's team gets a touchdown on a 2-yard run by quarterback Sean King, and they deny Buffalo a chance to tie. Buffalo runs out of time. 10-7 at the intermission.
One month, she lost her husband and her home. Now she'll fight to regain her faith.
I will not be pushed aside.
Delarice, the movie of Sophia Miles, tonight.
That's not happiness to see me, is it?
He was waiting for me.
He knows. You got a box big enough to hold $500,000 for killing my wife.
Michael Douglas, Gwyneth Paltrow.
That's not happiness to see me, is it?
A Perfect Murder network premiere, CBS Wednesday.
Catch Bet, Wednesdays on CBS. It's all here.
If you could hear what they're listening to, you might say it's repulsive. But are your kids listening to this music, too? Wednesday, 10 News uncovers a big problem in Tampa Bay.
Music is the gateway into the world of neo-Nazism.
And they're spreading a message to your kids on the internet, in record stores, and at secret concert sites.
This is a whole world that parents know nothing about.
But 10 News does, and we're warning parents about it. Wednesday at 11. Verizon puts the world's most powerful technologies in your hands, so you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Verizon, how to get life done.
10 News, your address for Super Bowl 2001.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ.com halftime report is sponsored by NASDAQ.com, the information source for the serious investor.
Hello, friends. Jim Nantz with you on the NASDAQ.com halftime report from our NFL Today studios. Got the coaches alongside today, Mike Ditka and Jerry Glanville. Still grinning, are you? Okay, Jerry. Help me go through all the highlights, including this one, the game we're watching, the Bills and the Bucs.
I don't think anybody thought it would be much different. This is a defensive struggle. These are two good defensive football teams. And the team, and Warren Sapp might be right. If you score 17 points, you might win. Here's Sapp, pressure Johnson. He gets the sack. But watch Buffalo. Sam Cowher playing at a very high level. Bang! 3 plays in a row, they sack King. He gets 2.5 sacks.
That was some stretch.
Oh, well, I mean, they were right after him. I mean, it's nothing fancy. They're just bringing a linebacker up the middle.
Rob Johnson gave the Bills the lead on this play right here.
And this is what he does best. He gets out of the pocket, creates time. Jonathan Linton, touchdown.
But right back came Sean King.
This drives the coach nuts. Play action away. You got to put somebody on the quarterback. Great job by Sean King.
King has been sacked 5 times, but that touchdown gave him the lead. The Christie kick. No.
Oh, Christie critter.
Would have tied it. Bucks lead 10-7 halftime. Let's go around the league where the Browns have managed only 5 yards rushing. And look at the Ravens. Jamal Lewis, 135 yards in the first half. Brian Billick said, we got a wake-up call because the Browns scored
Well,
first.
they scored first, but that was all. Here goes to Sam Gash. Now, Sam Gash doesn't score a lot of touchdowns, but he gets it in here. But here's what Dilfer gives you. He gives you that stretch-to-field dimension, down the field deep. Patrick Johnson, big touchdown. Johnson has the speed. Now what they do, they also do a few things. They do some running the football now. Jamal Lewis, what a football player. 130-some yards in the first half, Jim. This guy, but he also is running behind a pretty good offensive line.
Yep, they scored a couple of touchdowns. Ravens in a rout right now. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, and the Steelers lead by 10. 10 minutes to go, third quarter. Achilles Smith started for the Bengals today. Scott Mitchell unable to go, injured at the end of last week's game against New England. How about Cordell Stewart, his best performance of the season by far?
Oh, a deep post pat, and look at the RPMs on the ball. The Steelers with 24 points at halftime, the most points they've scored in a half this season.
Ward hauled in that score. Back came Corey Dillon to tie it from 20 yards out.
Neither team is stopping the run at all. 260 yards rushing by both teams at halftime.
Cordell hits his tight end right here, Jerry, for another touchdown. Bruner and the Steelers lead it by 10. Cordell, by the way, rushed for the other Pittsburgh touchdown.
Hey, Jim, the Steelers 7 out of 8 on third down. That's different.
Meanwhile, the Bears and the Jets and the Bears shut out midway third quarter.
They forgot to come out of Chicago today.
Vinny Testaverde has thrown 2 touchdowns. How about the Saints up 11 on the Rams, who just kicked the field goal to get within 11? And what's the story with New Orleans with Aaron Brooks at quarterback?
Oh, Aaron Brooks is the story. This quarterback, I don't know where they got him. Came out of Virginia. Used to be where at Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay. Stole him from Green Bay.
He's not only throwing the football. He can run the football, run that tight line down the sideline. This guy, why didn't you go get him?
Well, he's the new dimension
You should have
quarterback,
him
no
as your
question.
quarterback.
Well, what's making a game is that New Orleans Saints defense. They took the run away. You cannot run the ball. That means you're going to have problems. Put a lot of pressure on Green, and Green is making a lot of mistakes.
Hey, and the Saints still committed to the run, taking the clock, even though they lost their back.
I don't know if it's the power gun, but you two are starting to sound a little...
Power gun!
It's a very similar thing going on here. Elsewhere in the league today, the Eagles and the Redskins. Jerry, you've been monitoring this game. Washington leads.
Hey, and you know what? I was going to brag on the Philadelphia Eagles because McNabb was throwing the ball so good. And the Redskins, while I was talking to you, snuck up in there and got a touchdown, went ahead.
But they're not really running the ball that well. Davis is out, and Skip Hicks replaced him.
Skip Hicks not doing a good job running the football, but they got the quarterback. They can come back.
14 yards rushing. Doubleheader day on CBS. Most of you coming up will see Miami, Indianapolis. In fact, let's go out to Indianapolis and a report on the game from Greg Gumbel and Phil Simms.
All right, Jim, it's kind of a foggy, rainy, cloudy day in Indianapolis as we welcome you to the RCA Dome for a game that is very much anticipated between the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts. It's one of those games, Phil, that you look forward to all season long. The tough Indianapolis offense led by Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James and Marvin Harrison against a sterling Miami Dolphin defense.
Yeah, Greg, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. What wins the battle, good offense or really good defense in the National Football League? And as you look at the numbers from both sides, they both are having spectacular seasons, and I think what really caught me yesterday talking to the head coaches of both teams, they were really edgy, kind of uptight. They almost looked like they wanted to play the game themselves because they know how big this game is. The AFC has 4 possible playoff teams. Both coaches think probably only 2 are going to make it because they all have to play each other so many times down the road. So they know this game is big, and I think their players understand it too.
Yeah, to emphasize the importance of this game, both the Dolphins and the Colts will play 4 of their last 5 games of this regular season against AFC East opponents. Big game today, Jim.
It is indeed. We look forward to it. Most of you will get it on this doubleheader day. Thanks for being with us.
On NASDAQ.com.
Halftime report.
Halftime report.
We're out of here.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ.com halftime report is sponsored by NASDAQ.com, the information source for the serious investor.
Roller coaster election recount in Florida. We'll have all the legal and political developments. Wake up to what's happening this week on The Early Show with Brian Gumbel and Jane Clayson.
CBS Monday. These attorneys are after a war criminal.
Cornelius skeeved me, hung by my thumbs.
But did this man torture and kill millions?
It was over 25 years ago.
See how far one law firm will go to prove his identity.
If you do this, I will never forgive you.
Sonia Braga guests on Family Law, CBS Monday.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. I will not do it. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the sky will be blue for all my life. Me and you, and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it has to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me.
So happy together. And I think that describes the NFL, players, coaches, and our fans.
To the greatest fans, thanks for being there when we needed you most. Thanks for coming out, and we'll keep showing up for you. Oh, boy, we're going to catch flack for this one.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ.com halftime report is sponsored by NASDAQ.com, the information source for the serious investor.
Evenly played, sack-filled, defensive-spirited first half. And the Buffalo Bills looking for 5 in a row, trailing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10-7. CBS's coverage of the NFL continues after this word from your local station.
Everybody loves Raymond. Mondays on CBS. It's all here.
Introducing the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
People always say that keeping your options open is good. Here at McDonald's, we think keeping your options affordable is even better.
Right now at your McDonald's, enjoy the affordable and delicious 99-cent Egg McMuffin sandwich or the 99-cent sausage biscuit with egg. Also try the spicy 99-cent Cajun McChicken sandwich. And 2 classic Big Mac sandwiches are just $2. Or 2 tempting McRib sandwiches only $3.
At McDonald's, we love to see you smile.
Verizon puts the world's most powerful technologies in your hands, so you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Verizon, how to get life done. Verizon puts the world's most powerful technologies in your hands, so you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Verizon, how to get life done.
Countdown to Super Bowl 35 right here on 10 News.
And welcome back for the second half here at Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers lead the Buffalo Bills 10-7, and it was really a deep, as expected, a defensive struggle.
I think as expected, the 2 dominant portions of both of these teams are their defensive units, and that's really reflected in the halftime statistics. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. Tampa hasn't even generated 100 yards offense in this half. Look at that, 68 total yards by Tampa, but they do have the lead, but it finished kind of awkwardly for Buffalo. They have people hurt, and they can't be happy with that last scenario. That last set of downs that resulted in the missed field goal. Here's how we got it. Gramatica nails it first, and that gives Tampa the opening lead, but this was a beautiful pitch and catch from Johnson to Jonathan Linton in the back of the end zone that gave Buffalo the lead. But then Sean King, Dick, this was a big comeback there for the Bucs. And again, when you have 68 yards total offense in a half, and you go to the locker room leading, you've got to feel that you've been very fortunate.
Well, that defense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers certainly leading the way. And going back to Warren Sapp, there is no question you have leaders on teams. Probably no one more formidable and more upfront about that role and enjoying the role than Warren Sapp. As he said, it all goes through me in our locker room.
And 9 total sacks in the first half. 5 for Buffalo and 4 for Tampa.
Gramatica gets it started. We're underway in the second half. It's Chris Watson, and he'll take the touchback now after the bobble at the 20-yard line. Bonnie?
Give you the rundown on what is the match unit, otherwise known as the Buffalo Bills. Some big injuries here. Sam Coward, leading tackler in the league, gone. Sam Rogers having a career year, gone as well. Keon Carpenter, who really had to step up in the absence of Donovan Greer and Antoine Winfield, he is also gone. Chris Watson, as you just saw, is back, as is linebacker Jay Foreman.
I think a busy time for Bonnie Bernstein, just collecting all the injury information. Thank you. As you see, Wade Phillips kick it over again. Offside, I believe, the call against Tampa Bay. And sometimes after the long run down.
Offside by the kicking team, number 48. 5-yard penalty, free kick.
So fullback Charles Kirby beating the kick at the 30-yard line. That rule changed this year. They used to be much more generous. You had to have your foot down across the 30 ahead of the kick. Now, if your body encroaches the 30, they call it. And so they re-kick it from the 25. Receiving teams like this situation. You force the kicking team to go back. They've already made the hard run downfield. And maybe you just get that one slip or one slow reaction, and you come up with a big gainer. Well, a lot at stake if you're just joining us here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so much talk about Super Bowl. They were just one play away last year against Minnesota. They felt their offense was weak. They go and get 3 Pro Bowlers, Keyshawn Johnson, and 2 blockers, Christie and McDaniel from Minnesota. They fire Mike Shula. They hire Les Steckel as the offensive coordinator, but thus far at 6-5, there haven't been that many smiles. The offense hasn't really been as productive as they had hoped. Gramatica from the 25. Bryson and Watson back. It's to Watson's side at the 6. Flags down, and so is Watson at the 28-yard line. Rabi Abdullah, another tackle on special teams. And the flags usually mean an illegal block. And so it is. If you were going to go to Hollywood Casting and wanted a referee, Hockley would win the role, wouldn't he? He just looks the part.
He does.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the receiving team, number 88. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So Rob Johnson won't start in good field position. That was the situation through most of the first quarter. His numbers solid, 13 for 20 and a touchdown. And again, he all year has thrown only 3 interceptions.
Well, you heard all the injuries that Bonnie told us about, the people who are down for the defensive unit of Buffalo. You know how much pressure now translates over to this offensive team.
From the 17, they fake the reverse handoff inside to Antoine Smith. And thus far on that fake, it has not been respected by Tampa Bay. There's been no one out there. I wonder if they won't try to. There's Sheldon Jackson limping off, the blocking H-back. He used a tight end and in the backfield. The Bills really don't have a fullback.
The only other tight end on their roster, Jay Reamersma. This is bordering on catastrophic for Buffalo.
Hand off again to Smith. And helmets fly, a Buccaneer tackler, Marcus Jones.
I think Derek Brooks is without a helmet. He's got the seek and find.
Well, what a young man this is, an academic All-America at Florida State, already has his master's degree, business communications. He's another that's migrated to Dallas for that same Craig James Broadcast School for sportscasters.
And there's not a linebacker in football that covers more ground as quickly as does Derek Brooks.
3rd and 3. Bryson in the backfield. Wide open Remersma. And he's to the 40-yard line before John Lynch can get him to the ground. First down, Buffalo.
And what a big hit by John Lynch. Again, a guy that nobody expected to play today because of a dislocated left shoulder. The big tight end finds a soft spot downfield. Here comes Lynch from the right. Watch this. Again, with the right shoulder, I don't think John could deliver that blow with the left shoulder. But when he gets a chance to take it with the right, he's going to take it. This kid is tough. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, a testament to that.
Here's the reverse to Moles, and he's got a blocker in front. And finally hit hard at the 40 of Tampa Bay, but it's another Bill first down. Damian Robinson applied the lick this time.
Well, these guys from Tampa, when they come to deliver a blow, they plant one on you. Well, this thing's been being set up for quite some time, the reverse, and look at the blocking out front. Peerless Price does a good job. He's got John Fina, who comes all the way across, and he can't even find anybody to block. And in the open field, Eric Moles, just nothing fancy about that. He's just picking up positive yardage in a straight line.
First down after a 20-yard gain. And into a stone or pewter wall, if you will, goes Sean Bryson, no gain. Anthony Booger McFarland, the second-year tackle from LSU, threw his 300 pounds into the hole.
No gain. He shall remain Anthony to me.
But he actually likes his nickname. Goes all the way back to his childhood.
Got a nose for the ball, certainly.
On second down.
I thought you left.
Intended for Remersma. Just went to my handkerchief for a moment. Brooks on the coverage. 3rd and 10 for the Bills.
Well, Jay Remersma, again, a guy who hurt his ankle early in the season, hurt his knee, rather, against the Jets back on September 17th. He sprained his MCL and had to sit out for about 5 weeks, and he is such a huge part of this Buffalo offense. And this is the down and distance that they love to find him in the middle.
Johnson looking, tries to get it out there, and there's no flag. He did have a man in the area, Sean Bryson. And Johnson, who has been hit and hit again all season long.
And Rob is a little worse for wear when he gets up after this. Take a look at that. He is driven into the ground hard. That's where a quarterback just has no way to ease the fall, no way to cushion that blow.
On 4th down, Johnson able to leave the field, sacked 4 times, knocked down 3 other times, sacked more per attempt than any player in the year in the league.
But that's a blow that obviously left a mark. Rob Johnson feeling the effects of that.
Carl Williams at the other end of Moore's high kick. Fair catch. No, he didn't fair catch. I think everyone was expecting, including the Buffalo Bills tacklers, that he was going to fair catch the ball as the way he circled under it. Instead, he makes a few more before Corey Moore makes the stop for Buffalo. Timeout.
What?
Log on now for Southwest Airlines $99 or less internet specials, only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Need sports equipment?
Go to MVP.com. All the best gear, all the best brands, and insight to help you play your best. And right now, save up to 50% at our holiday sale. MVP.com. Gear up for sport.
Volkswagen owners really love their cars. And right now, we're offering some great deals to help spread the love around.
I'm okay.
Tuesday on 60 Minutes 2. Not since the gold rush has this kind of treasure showed up. The buried riches of a place called Treasure Island. Tuesday at 9, 8 Central.
With Dan Deerdorf and Bonnie Bernstein, Dick Enberg back at Raymond James Stadium. First possession, second half for the Buccaneers. They go against that package of Washington and Williams in the middle, and Dunn tests it and makes a couple of yards. Well, just when you thought it couldn't get worse for the Bills, it did. The leading tackler in the entire league, Sam Cowart, unable to be called to duty here in the second half.
And taking everybody by surprise. No one knows when Sam was hurt or how he was hurt. Wade Phillips telling Bonnie Bernstein when he comes out on to the field for the start of the second half that Sam Cowart is out for the rest of the game. And that's news to everybody. Jay Foreman has to take his place, the second-year guy from Nebraska.
King to throw, and he goes down in the arms of Big Ted Washington. And Washington, who had one sack all year, has a clean one there, and I believe he had a half in the first half.
Well, this is not a game that either one of these offensive lines is going to really relish sitting down and watching with their respective coaches. We have seen quarterbacks planted repeatedly so far in this game. That time, Big Ted, who's really a run stopper, that's his job, gets a rare sack, is number 2 on the year, and that's really not what Ted is here for. So you know it's a good day for the D lines when Ted Washington's getting sacked.
He's another Tampa native, so that tastes good. Went to high school here. Third and long. King, lots of time. Now he can go long. And long out of bounds. The closest red jersey was Jacquez Green. Irvin and Tillman on the coverage. So.
I always moderately amused when I hear people in the crowd boo that throw by Sean King. If they can't figure it out that he threw that away because the guy was in double coverage and he had nowhere to go with the football, yet you'll still hear people up in the stands that'll boo.
That's a triumph on your part. It's hit to Chris Watson at the 35. Giving ground and losing to the 31-yard line, Jeff Gooch. Number 50, the Buccaneer linebacker, makes the stop. A 49-yard punt, -5 on the return. Timeout with 9:26 left in the third period.
Scientists announced today the discovery of a new element. They're calling it turbonium. El turbonio es único. The addition of turbonium to the periodic table of elements was its electrons traveling at a rate of speed. En la física cuántica. Our practical applications are turbonium.
Turbonium.
Back to you, John.
What do we want this year? A JPEG of the grandkids would be nice.
I want to be a cyber cowboy.
I want to check out a chat room.
I'm a nut for email.
I want to buy my lingerie online.
Me too. I want to know what is hip.
This year, give your parents the gift they really want. An easy way to stay in touch right from their TV. Web TV from Microsoft. Look for our holiday offer.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. Volkswagen, on the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by Nike Shocks, being thoroughly experienced and explained on Nike.com.
A look at Buccaneer Cove in the north end zone, the ship. The battle of defenses continues. Buffalo came in number 5, Tampa Bay number 6. Now it's the Buccaneers' turn to try to stop Buffalo, leading 10-7. Oh, my! John Lynch invading the backfield.
This is some performance by this Pro Bowl strong safety. Again, I'm telling you, nobody thought John Lynch was going to play today. Even Tony Dungy, look at him come in from the right side, the stick right in the chest. There's not a better run-stopping strong safety in football. Look at that. Look at that hit. It's hard to imagine, folks, how much that has to hurt when you have a dislocated left shoulder.
He deposits the ball carrier, Bryson, for a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. Johnson just does get it away. Fearless Price tackled immediately by Derek Brooks. A reminder, folks, Tuesdays on CBS, everyone thinks this admiral's guilty of war crimes. To prove his innocence, he has to go up against the Navy's top brass. Don't miss all new episode of Jag Tuesday on CBS.
Well, Dick, right now, both of these quarterbacks have been hit hard by the opposing defenses, but right now, Rob Johnson is the one who is starting to look a little frayed around the edges. He's moving pretty slowly.
3rd and 7. Here comes the blitz for the Buccaneers to throw. Complete. Remersma in the open. 40 and 31-yard line before the Buccaneers catch up with him. Donnie Abraham. Big play for Wade Phillips-Dills.
Boy, does Rob Johnson do a good job here of finding Jay Remersma. Again, he's his favorite target in a situation like that. And Donnie Abraham just thought he had a play on the football. And look at John Lynch right there. Tries to put the hit on Remersma, but Jay faked him by the stutter step. Abraham makes a play, out of position, spins in front. Remersma wins that one.
Longest play of the game, 35 yards. And there's a hit in the backfield again. This time Bryson met by Brooks. No chance for Sean Bryson.
Well, that's Monty Kiffin's call, the defensive coordinator for Tampa Bay, calling the run blitz on 1st down. And that is, talk about no chance whatsoever. That's a linebacker's dream. You get dialed right into the hole, no lead blocker. Man, that's just like the first day of training camp when you have the nutcracker drill.
That's just the drill. Derek Brooks continuing his bid for another Pro Bowl, then the last 3. 2nd and long for Johnson. Scrambles again. Looking for Mold. Throws for Mold. Intercepted. Was he in bounds? No is the call. Damian Robinson did not get both feet in.
There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. I think we've got something here against Tampa.
Right in front of Wade Phillips. He helped the officials best he could, as coaches do.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 99, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Warren Sapp guilty of a big crime here.
We saw Warren Sapp immediately going over saying, I didn't do anything. Well, there's only 199 on the field. Rob Johnson had delivered the ball, and Warren lowered the shoulder and drove right through him.
He looks up Johnson to see the number of that semi that just plowed him under.
Boy, and Warren is giving Ed Hockley an earful. There's a limit to what you can say to an official. And there goes the flag. And I think Warren just exceeded that limit.
Okay.
Hockley will not put up with that.
Illegal substitution. 12 men in the huddle by the defense. 5-yard penalty. It's still 1st down.
Ed faked us out. Ed faked us out with that one. Well, Ed was not about to be distracted by Warren Sapp barking at him. He was counting. He kept an eye on the Buffalo huddle.
He wasn't here. He was counting.
You can send in a player, but the player that he's replacing has to leave the huddle. You're not allowed to have a dozen in there at one time. It's not fair to the defense.
Rookie Kwame Cavell, the wide receiver. Flags go down. Here to be false start against the Bills. Sheldon Jackson, who was injured earlier, left early from his stance, but he wasn't the only one.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, offense, number 88, 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Jackson right in